What's up everyone? Welcome to a new episode, First Timers. We got myself, Hiro here, and we got Project Peppy next to me. So today's task is finally here, where we're going to be installing the rear Penske shock. It's this entry level, and I purchased this from JD Horde. I'll put the link down below. But this is their entry level series where we have rebound and compression adjustment down here. They are combined, it's not separate because it doesn't have the separate reservoir. And it does have preload adjustment up here. So I'm not exactly sure which way it sits yet, but I'm just gonna hold it like this because it looks like it sits like this. But anyways, I heard this is a night and day difference on the Hawk. Like if you have a Hawk yourself and you have the stock rear shock or stock shocks altogether, you'll feel like it's bouncy, like you're on a pogo stick, and that's exactly what I'm feeling right now. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're on a lean in the canyons. It doesn't feel stable or confidence instilling. So I'm really hoping that this will totally change the characteristics of the bike, and I'm excited. So I do have the shop or the bike manual to the side of me, so I'm gonna follow it while I'm doing this because I've never done this before. But just by looking at it, it doesn't look too hard or complicated, so I'm hoping that everything will go smoothly. All right, so first order of the day is to remove the seat, it says. So if you guys don't know how to remove your seat, I'm sorry, but it's very easy. All right. Step one complete. So the next step is to take out this bolt right here, which is an Allen 8mm. That's what it looks like. If you have a breaker bar, ratcheting breaker bar, that'll help. So on the next step here, it says remove the following: subframe upper mounting bolts. This is the rear subframe. Oh, by the way, it doesn't say to remove the rear cowl or the rear fairings, but you know, I just decided to do it just because I have more view like of everything, just in case. It does actually picture it right here without the rear fairing, but it doesn't say to remove it, just the seat. But it's up to you if you want to do it or not. I chose to do it just because I wanted to have a clear view of everything. So remove these. This is the rear subframe, so we're going to be removing these on both sides. That would be the next step. And then shock absorber upper mounting bolt and nut. The shock absorber is bolted in here. This is the nut side, the bolt side's on the other side. Fuel filter base mounting bolt and nut, and the fuel filter base. That I am not too sure of. I believe behind the fuel line here, there's a nut there that connects to the bolt all the way through here. I'm assuming that's it. I don't see why we need to remove it just yet, but I guess since the instructions are saying it, I will do it. But yeah, those are the bolts that you need to pay attention to, everything that's connected to there. So then you will be loosening these, the lower subframe, the lower rear subframe bolts. Don't take them out, and then the subframe should just drop or raise, and then the shock should be able to just come right out. So that's what I'm assuming. So let's get to it and see. So you guys, it's not as simple as the instructions say, at least not for me, of course. But this bolt here is for the fuel filter bracket thing that they were talking about in the instructions to remove. And this is the rear subframe upper mounting bolt, but I thought it was just threaded into the frame, but it's not. There's actually a nut on the inside of it, and it's spinning as I turn this. And I don't see a real way to grab that nut and hold it while I'm trying to loosen this bolt out. So it doesn't say to remove the tank, but I'm going to remove the tank so I can see from up above. and see if that helps me in this process. Yeah, it's I wish it was as easy as it says, but it's not. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that if you guys are running into this issue, it may be easier to remove the tank. I will find out in a few, so I'll get back after I take out the tank. All right, as you guys can see, the gas tank is out. If you guys have never taken the gas tank out before, there is a little thing here that's lodged in the frame that the bolt goes into, and this thing is a little pain to get out, but I had to use my brain a little bit, and I used this Bic pen and I shoved it. I'm trying to do this with one hand while holding the GoPro. I shoved it and I kind of crushed it in there so it would grip, and then I was able to pull it out. So that's just a tip in case you guys are trying to take your gas tank out and frustrated. I mean, we've taken it out before, but I just forgot about this, and I'm like, why won't the tank come out? But yeah, this little guy here. Back to the subframe bolt here, and with the gas tank out of the way, as you can see, the wrench is able to go in there, and I was able to move the fuel filter bracket as it was recommending, and I can get to the nut. So that is the way we're gonna have to do it. So just so you guys know, you will have to remove the gas tank. So, ran into a little issue here. Well, first off, as you can see, the Penske shock is in, loosely bolted on top and bottom. Didn't want to fully tighten it yet because of the issue I ran into. So, while trying to remove all the fuel filter and everything that was on top, in order for it to clear this little hole here to pull the shock absorber up, this happened. That guy there. So it looks like it, you know, it's probably still long enough to work, but I just don't want to chance it, because if that broke, I'm sure it might have some hairline cracks all the way to the fuel pump. And since I already have the fuel filter out, I'm going to order the fuel filter just to replace it. Better peace of mind. It's an old bike. I'm sure it needs it. I don't know if it's been changed or not. It doesn't look like it. It looks pretty old. But this fuel hose here is an actually automotive fuel hose, which is not the proper one for the bike. But when we were doing when Alvin and I were doing the diaphragms in the carbs, we cracked the fuel line that goes to the petcock. So luckily he had some fuel hose and it's been working. So I'm not gonna, unless I can find it, which I can't, from Honda. Honda no longer makes it. So if somebody can, you know, if I can find it online, something else, then maybe I'll buy it. But otherwise, this hose still works. It's gonna be a little downtime. I'm gonna do some research and see what people recommend on the Hawk forums for replacing fuel lines, and go from there. What's up, everyone? It's day 2 of the Honda Hawk project. Where I left off, we had the Penske rear shock put on, but what I didn't record was actually reassembling everything and torquing everything to spec. And if you guys don't have the shop manual, I will post a picture right here with all the torque specs that are necessary to torque everything back together. So the reason why it took a long time, well, not long for you, but it took about 3 weeks for this fuel hose here, the one that's connected here. It's from Helix, and it's a fuel hose, 5/16 inch inner diameter and 7/16 outer diameter. I ordered this. Well, first I went to the Hawk forums, and a lot of people were recommending buying this Helix fuel line from Bike Bandit. I ordered from Bike Bandit before, and they were okay, but recently, or at least maybe in 2020, they suck. I normally don't like talking bad about companies, but they suck. Like 1 star if I were to rate them right now. Their customer service is horrible. Everything just bad. I had the worst experience ever. I just, long story short, I disputed it. I got my money back. I ordered this fuel line from Amazon, and it came like 2 days, where it's taken 3 weeks for Bike Bandit to not even respond to me yet. I've multiple emails, and I'm like, hey, where's the order? I need a status update. I checked online. It says not even shipped yet. I'm like, what's going on? And, it's just, dang, that's really bad. Really bad. Sorry, Bike Bandit, but that's horrible. Anyways, that's the whole reason. I mean, for this video, it's just like right away you get to see me continue, but it's been 3 weeks, and I've been sitting, looking at this bike just bare. So just had to put that out there, Don't buy from Bike Bandit. Just find it somewhere else. Anyways, so fuel filter, new fuel filter from J&P Cycles. It's glass on the outside, and the filter element can be changed. So I didn't record replacing it, but this little rubber boot here that comes from the stock fuel filter, I took it off and I inserted it onto here. It's a little loosely fit, but it does hold the filter up in where it needs to be. So I thought that was good, and just wanted to retain that location instead of it hanging around and might bump into the shock or anything around the subframe and potentially crack. But the cool thing about this filter is that the element inside can be changed. So when it comes time to changing the fuel filter, you don't have to change the whole unit, just the element inside. Instead of recording the whole process of me putting the tank back on and the rear subframe, I'm just going to skip to it where it's done. And yeah, but I do want to test drive it, and I need to figure out how to mount the GoPro onto like if I carry a backpack, maybe I have like a little strap to mount the GoPro so it can go along with me. I don't have a helmet mount or anything like that, so I didn't want to chance that, like trying to jimmy rig one. And I don't have a tank mount or anything where I can mount the GoPro right now. So anyways, the next scene that you'll see, the bike will be fully assembled, and yeah, I can't wait. All right. Woo! All right, finally, bike's back on the ground. I'll leave the links to the products that I bought in the description below. For the end of this episode, I want to be able to ride it in the canyons and give you more feedback on how it feels. Just to recap, on the suspension, it does have Racetech springs in the front, which I feel like it's oversprung for me. But I will try it now that we have the rear Penske shock on here. I want to see if it balances the bike out. just got back from riding, and yeah, I haven't checked the footage yet, but hopefully it came out good. This is the chest mount I was talking about. We use this for on our cycling channel, but what I was worried about, or I hope it's not the case, but since the camera's down low, I'm afraid that it might just get mostly the dash area and you won't be able to see the road. If that's the case, you know, it is what it is, and hopefully one day I'll purchase a helmet mount or figure out some other way to mount the camera for next time. Just some feedback on the Penske shock. Absolutely amazing. I am familiar with that Canyon, but I never was confident on this bike with the way the rear shock handled. It wouldn't handle the bumpiness of that Canyon. There'll be like sections where it would just bounce a lot, and you would feel like you're on a pogo stick where the bike just not absorbing, it's not dampening, or the rebound or whatever. The way it sprung on the rear shock was not good. But with this Penske, I feel like it absorbs the initial bump and pushes it down like nice. Like it was smooth. I know I said it before, but this is definitely the ultimate bike for me. There's no other bike that can do this for me. I'm extremely happy with this bike. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I don't think that I'm going to be doing anything else with the Hawk right now, because I do need to get to my G35. There's things that are waiting to be put on. I have an oil leak and all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, I will have to tend to the G35 now. So once that's done, I will figure out what I'm going to be doing next on the Hawk. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.